Hello my nudes, how's it going? I hope you're having a fun time. Speaking of fun times, I haven't been having one. I've been having a terrible time when it comes to playing Call of Duty. But first, here's a bit of a disclaimer in order to cover my backside. The opinions in this video are my own and based on my personal experiences with Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and my observations of the additions to the game. Your experience may vary and you might not be having the issues that I'm having or have the same thoughts with monetization aspects of the game, and that's fine. Please do your own research and form your own opinions. These are just my thoughts and an explanation of what's been happening with my Black Ops 6 experience and where I stand with the Call of Duty franchise. Right, now I've pleased the lawyers, let's give you some background so you can understand my frustration and where I'm coming from. I've been playing Call of Duty for years.
It's been 84 years.
In fact, I don't think you can call yourself a Call of Duty player if you haven't tried to throw a grenade in Call of Duty 3 using the Wii nunchuck. Spoiler alert, it's nigh on impossible. I like the game so much I've decided to revisit them from the beginning, and I've released walkthroughs of Call of Duty from 2003 and Call of Duty Finest Hour from 2004. That's still in progress as I'm stuck on one mission. Old games are hard, guys. I've also uploaded walkthroughs on Call of Duty Vanguard, Modern Warfare 2, the proper one from 2009, and have at least 5 more games recorded that I need to edit. So to say that I enjoy the Call of Duty franchise is a slight understatement. But with the release of Modern Warfare 2 2022, things really started to change for me. You could argue that they were remaking a beloved game and bringing it up to a modern standard, but we already had the 2009 version of Modern Warfare 2, so was it necessary? Not to me it wasn't. Which meant they were running out of ideas and didn't have enough time to develop new storylines fully. It wasn't just the lack of imagination that started to put me off. It was a lack of attention paid to the multiplayer aspect of the game, with most content and bug fixes aimed at Warzone. As a reminder, Warzone is free to play. I, on the other hand, had dropped 70 quid on a buggy game with boring maps and mediocre gameplay. Then he had the introduction of the Black Cell Battle Pass, which was introduced in Season 3 of Modern Warfare 2 2022. We're already paying £70 for the game every year, and then they want us to pay an additional £25 every 2 months. So each year they expect you to shell out £220 if you want the multiplayer Black Cell experience. I don't know about you, but that's unsustainable. Now I have to admit, I haven't bought the Black Cell Season Pass, and I never will. What's the point in getting extra cosmetics or a slightly different weapon blueprint for 25 quid? Couple this with the sheer number of bundles they're creating instead of prioritising fixing game bugs and getting servers that actually work, and you have a game that's basically a glorified storefront with a multiplayer element tacked on as an afterthought. And the fact that the store works, but you can't even load into a game because an update broke matchmaking, shows you exactly where their priorities lie. With all that in mind, I decided I wasn't going to give Activision any more of my money, so I didn't buy Modern Warfare 3. Its selling point, if you can call it that, was it contained 16 remastered maps from 2009's Modern Warfare 2. Remastered? A remaster is not new content. I already own Modern Warfare 2 and 3. If I want to play them, I'll play those versions. I don't need to drop 70 quid on a glorified DLC, thank you very much. So that was me done with modern Call of Duty. Also I thought, when the Microsoft Activision sale went through, and they announced that Call of Duty was coming to Game Pass, I thought this was the answer to all my gaming prayers. I could play Call of Duty, but I'm not handing them any of my money. Well okay, I know I'm paying for Game Pass, but I do that anyway. It's not like I'm shelling out 70 quid on top of everything else. So when Call of Duty Black Ops 6 dropped, I jumped right in. But now we're in Season 2, it's become painfully obvious that the developers only care about rinsing every single penny they can out of players through ridiculous bundles that have no place in a game that's supposed to be taking place in the, quote, real world, unquote. I mean, I thought Snoop Dogg in Vanguard and Nicki Minaj in Modern Warfare 2 2022 were a bit of a stretch. But now we have cartoon people and sharks in a first-person game where you can't see the operator and the only reason you know what skin you have on is down to your forearms and hands. And with each operator bundle costing around 2,400 COD points each, and that's being generous, that's an additional 15 quid, give or take, for each bundle. Now you might be thinking,
But Noodle, we saw your Season 1 Battle Pass speedrun, so you gave them money.
technically you're right. However, I got a load of bonus COD points when I bought Vanguard, and I've never had to purchase any extra, so this isn't new money. And that brings me to today and why I'm making this video. Last weekend there was a double XP, Weapon XP and Battle Pass XP event, so I thought great, I can hop on in, grind a couple of the newer weapons, and maybe even get the Battle Pass finished. No. Instead, what I got was one of the worst gameplay experiences of my entire life. There were packet bursts permanently, meaning I couldn't move properly, let alone shoot anyone. Somehow I got packet bursts and packet loss and latency issues all at the same time. My PC sounded like it was about to take off, which is never done before, and CPU usage was through the roof. I was attempting to play just to see if it was a temporary glitch, but the more I played, the worse it got. I even started to watch kill cams to see the comedy of it all, and while you could clearly see me moving and shooting, what appeared on the kill cam bore no resemblance to what I was actually doing in the game. I tried everything to fix it, including changing VRAM and graphics settings, checking for updates, turning literally every internet connected device off in my house so it was just my PC running on the network. I stopped recording in OBS thinking that might help, but nope, nothing worked at all. I thought maybe my internet was having issues, but when I played Counter-Strike 2, Fortnite, for the first time I hasten to add, and I didn't have a clue what I was doing, and Splitgate, all games ran perfectly. I thought maybe it's because I was on at a peak time. It was 5 PM here in the UK, so I tried again later in the evening when all the sweaty kids should be in bed, but the same thing happened. I tried at 3 AM, 6 AM, 9 AM, all the same thing. An unplayable game on multiple days, meaning that I missed out on the entirety of the double XP events. And it's obvious that the server simply can't handle the extra player load. How many people are going to hang around for that? Well, not many if the Steam chart figures are to be believed. Call of Duty isn't even in the top 10 Steam games list, which, seeing as the game was only released on the 25th of October 2024 and is just on Season 2, is ridiculous. Now I know these charts are only taking into account people playing via Steam, and you can also play on PlayStation, Battle.net, and like I do, on the Microsoft Store or through Xbox. But even if we times player figures by 4 to give us a rough estimate, there's still only 250,000 players across 4 platforms, compared to Counter-Strike 2's 1.7 million on Steam. But it gets worse. Don't forget that these figures are for 4 games. Modern Warfare 2 2022, Modern Warfare 3 2023, Black Ops 6 and Warzone. So that means the situation is even more dire. And then we get into the event situation. The Archie's Festival Frenzy launched on December the 19th and was completely broken from the get-go, with some players being granted hundreds of tokens before the event had even launched, while I had problems even getting the Jolly Archies to drop during multiple games. And now Activision's true intentions have been fully declared, as they have introduced a paid track within seasonal events too. So they're after even more money from us. Well, I guess they have to make up their profits somehow thanks to the dwindling player numbers. The next event, Squid Games, which launched on the 3rd of January, came with 2 event modes, a free track and a premium track that costs yet another tenner. And this was followed by the Terminator event, another crossover that no one asked for, but at least this was free and seemed to be relatively bugless. But they've just made another announcement recently. On the 27th of February, we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover, again, which no one asked for. This also has a paid track, which will presumably cost yet another tenner. Season 2 Reloaded also only contains 2 new maps, and one of those is a remaster. Once again, for the people at the back, a remaster is not new content. And as for the new map, it's essentially a hallway. I reckon Doug_HF secretly works for Activision. This is uncanny. And the weapons? Out of the 6 new ones that are dropping, 5 of them are melee weapons, so sucks to be you if you don't like to get close up and personal. And if that wasn't enough, they're releasing the turtles as separate bundles. So let's assume they're only priced at 2,400 COD points each, which they won't be, they'll be a premium skin so it'll cost even more. You'll need to shell out, turtle, get it?
Pun alert, pun alert.
80 flipping pounds. I'll remind you again that this game is £70 on its own. And the free-to-play Warzone isn't immune from this lack of attention either, as it looks like Verdansk is returning in Season 3. Again, this is not new content. It's a remake. It's obvious to me that all Activision cares about is making money from events and bundles without fixing the underlying issues with gameplay mechanics and servers. What's the point of dropping 80 quid on 4 operator bundles that you can't see on your character and you can't play with anyway because server and connectivity issues mean you can't get into a game? And it's not even like the new content is worth it either. AI is creeping into the game, meaning real designers are being replaced, saving Activision money while charging us a small fortune. Who can forget the 6-fingered Santa zombie? Or the weird gobblegum hands? They're not even trying at this point. If they're not quality controlling a simple image, do you think they're running their code changes through any proper testing? Or checking that their netcode can handle a sudden increase in players? Of course not.
That's my opinion!
And that's why the game is an unplayable mess. And even worse than AI art, they wanted the zombies actors to agree to their voices and likenesses being used by AI, meaning that Activision could create new content without having to use the actual actors or pay them properly. So what does all of this mean for me? It means I am fully out when it comes to Call of Duty multiplayer and zombies. I'll be finishing off the Season 2 Battle Pass as I've already paid for it. That's assuming I can even get the game to run in an acceptable state, of course. But after that, if the new games are available on the Xbox Games Pass, I'll play the campaign and that will be it. I can no longer support a company that treats its player base with such disdain and doesn't care about its actors' rights. And looking at player counts, I'm not the only one who thinks this. So what does this mean for the Flat Noodle channel? Well, I'll still be playing the older Call of Duty games and uploading those. I already have a load recorded that I just need to edit, so keep an eye out for them. But I'll be adding in some more retro games into the mix. As they say, variety is the spice of life. And now I'm not trying to pointlessly grind out some camos or prestige and complete a battle pass. I'll hopefully have more time to put these together and get back to posting content regularly. I'm also thinking about putting together some more documentary style content, like the history of Activision and how it's massively fallen off, or the history of consoles. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in seeing. If there are any specific games you'd like me to check out, please comment below, and if you want to keep up with what I'm playing and my random thoughts on gaming, then please follow me over on Blue Sky or Threads. Phew, that was a long one. If you've made it this far, thank you. Your support with this channel means a lot, and I'm hoping to try and grow it this year, so please consider subscribing to help me get to 1,000 subscribers by December. Until next time, my nudes. Have a good one.